Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The Heavyweight Podcast. Heavyweight Podcast. You listen.
We can weigh in on some heavy shit, you know.
What's good? This is episode 64 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am
I'll be rolling in my.
with these three guys.
I don't got no slave names, but I feel like one right now. The way my body is aching because I was in the field, so I'll just be Mr. Wendell Hurtbone.
It's your boy Moelethal the Grouch.
They call me Hunter. I was about to call you Achin Kendall or some shit like that.
I was gonna call you Kev Aiken.
Kev Aiken.
Kev Aiken, I'll take it.
Kunta Aiken. Kunta Aiken, since you want to throw the slaves out there.
Kunta, hey, he was a G.
So how were you?
It's always rough. First week of night shift.
Damn, that sounds terrible.
Oh yeah, that adjustment.
Ooh, that adjustment. Look at me. And I still had to come home and do work.
I don't see the.
Hey man, why y'all try to hate, man? It was rough. That's what I got. He just.
Before we you guys get into your weeks, Kevin, how do you feel having your first headlining gig at the venue?
My first headlining gig? That was not. You mean at the venue?
At the venue.
Do you want me to be honest?
Sure.
Yes.
Nigga.
Yes.
So I was.
So
I feel you. I feel you, Andy. That was a long slot.
That's what she said.
Had to wait for
These motherfuckers.
a lot of them. Felt like we had 42 comedians.
It felt like
in
that
front of me.
too. They're a whack.
I was just like, oh god damn.
I'm not
saying all that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was just long.
I'm not going that far.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
I was
damn.
Okay. I'll be honest.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time hanging out with friends and tried not to fall asleep for the niggas on stage.
And I had to pace
even gave
myself, but I
advice.
wasn't doing good. I didn't do good at that.
Tips.
Oh yeah.
Who? Mo was?
Yeah, Mo. He
I
was
trying
giving
to help
advice and
Patrick
tips.
I was trying to help
For beard growth.
Mr.
Oh,
Oh yeah. No, I don't know if that was advice or he
That
was
is
just
sound advice, sir.
he was
He asked the
shooting.
question.
He had a full clip.
He asked questions. I gave him honest answers.
He was out there with the switch, just switches and tricks.
you know what's really funny about it and sad at the same time? We've gotten into this let's grow our beard out culture where a lot of people can't do it, but nobody wants to admit it.
If you can't grow a beard, it's
Okay.
fine. But I've had a beard since high school. This is nothing for me.
I know that, but for the people who can't, living in this kind of culture we're in right now where everybody has beards,
Hey,
you
man,
come
there's
off as
somebody for
oddball for
everybody.
not having one.
I'm this guy. I'm that guy. See that?
There's somebody
That's
for
it.
everybody.
That's all it goes.
I can't.
No, that
grow
ain't
As
what
far
I'm
as
saying.
it goes, yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. The look that's in right now for women is you gotta they like beards.
The look that's in for
Money.
them right now is money.
Money.
Is money.
Cash.
That's
Cash
what's
wad.
in
You
for.
motherfuckers always bring women all the way back down to money. Not all of them about
No.
people. That's people.
They
Humans.
bring us back down to money. Don't.
No,
nothing.
all people. Not even just women, just people. Go to the money.
Whatever, man.
Right.
Come on,
I
man.
get people.
My week was I don't know. It was
Vacation, how was it?
Fucking roller coaster. Shit.
You got to go to the Live Oak Pumpkin Patch. Saw that.
Oh man, it was.
How was it? Was it packed?
No, we went on a Thursday. It was beautiful. We did everything in 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
She literally rode every ride she could, and we got food, and we were in and out in 3 hours. It was wonderful, and there was some talent in there. If I don't know, what I mean.
Is that what
We all know what you mean.
Did you happen to venture into work on Friday?
Oh hell no.
Oh.
Oh, we had a quick come up, so I didn't have to work on Friday. You know, somebody came through.
That's what's up.
Wife came through, came up. So, and I'm waiting for the government to drop my 1,000 in my bank account. Newsom, you got 3 more.
So everybody getting that? Everybody getting it?
No,
not everybody, but I'm getting it. Newsom, you got 3 days, and I'm
It's if you're single, every single person gets 350 if under whatever the cap is.
Not 350.
No.
It's 750.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I was like, it's gotta be
350.
750. It's
No.
750.
350.
Yes, nigga, my
No,
mom's got
no.
750. I shouldn't have
Okay,
put her business
hold
out there
on,
like
hold on,
that.
hold on. No, hold on. No. See, no,
This
no,
nigga
it's
here.
not. It's okay. Okay. Is your mom's married?
No, well,
No.
he ain't alive, so he
No,
should
come
know.
on. We know, Miss.
Well,
Come on.
right.
Now.
Okay. And is she claiming anybody?
No.
Because the way I read everything, you're supposed it's 350 per person.
No,
Well,
it's
then
not
let's stop talking
you're-
about this because if it's people claiming people, then I'm snitching.
No.
So we gotta stop.
The correct way it's worded is
I
that
thought it was
everyone,
750.
if you qualify at 750, and then you get an extra 300 if you have a dependent, not per dependent, just dependents. So you don't get an extra 300 for each dependent. You just get extra 300 if you have dependents.
If you have any, okay.
So a married couple should get 750.
No,
Or should a married couple get 1400?
No, a married couple should get 7. No, you're individual.
Thank you.
But hold on. You're in that's. But if you file taxes separately, you'll both get 750. If you file taxes together,
Jointly,
you get 3 jointly. Then you gotta split that 750. That's the difference. So did you file together or did you file separately?
Of course we file together.
Okay,
Anywho,
then, so you shorten your pockets, nigga. Don't worry about mine.
Oh, like I knew about it when I did my taxes?
No.
So
Hunter's Week.
we had an awesome show last Friday, and Kevin got to host. I mean, not host, but
Perform.
to headline, and it was unexpected, but he did a great job.
I just went last.
Nigga, it was
Let me tell
an
you.
audible, and you headlined. Let's put it that way.
Nigga, the crowd stayed that long for you because I would have been gone. If you were like number 2, 1 or 2, I would have been gone. I'd be like, hey y'all, good night.
It was an audible, and you headlined, bro. That's how I look at it.
I did not pace myself well though.
Yeah, you
Because I kept thinking, they kept telling me like you're coming up next, and I'm like, cool.
You were drunk.
No. There's another nigga coming up. He's driving back from so and so. Like, I thought I was next.
You were drunk. Yo, this nigga was at Denny's like, I need water. I just need some water.
Oh no, let Hunter talk about his week, and then we're gonna tell you about Denny's and why you made the right decision to not go.
My week was kind of enjoyable. You know, very typical adult, being an adult week. What?
I don't know what that means. What's that even mean?
Wake up, go to bed, come home, go to sleep. That's it.
Oh,
That's all you do in life. That's not
my highlight all last week was going to the venue that night. That's all it was.
You look so out of place, nigga.
I'm
and you
Why do I
kept
look
staring
out-
into. You were brooding and staring off into the corner
I'm not
by
done yet.
yourself. That's why I walked
no.
up to you and told
No,
you
I
you looked
see
at like you look like you're ready to punch somebody in the throat.
brother.
The whole time, like, God damn, like Hunter looked like, if you fucking talk to me, I'll punch you. Like fuck, like
that's the way it was. That's the way I just sit unless you engage me. Like when I was talking to Mark and his wife and Maurice, I was talking to him, I was laughing, but when I go quiet, I don't keep a smile on my face when I go quiet. When I go quiet, it's just like,
Oh, you been in the pen or something? Was you in jail?
I have done time in jail.
My bad. I shouldn't have
look
brought
on
up
his
that
face
sense.
looks so guilty. I mean, you saw how he remember when he was rubbing his hands together talking about robbing people. Like you gotta know.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
That's right.
shit.
I was in the B&E. It's like, oh.
So, I guess we'll get into the festivities. Let's see who we should start with. Fuck it.
Let's start it off.
Well, whose topics first? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, just grab them all, baby.
All right, let's go with Kevin's. What's something from your childhood that you couldn't get that you bought when you started getting it as adult? As an adult. I'm sorry.
Everything, nigga. Everything.
What's everything?
Everything.
You bought dirt bikes
as a kid? Because I mean, like, there's kids that just really wanted that expensive ass candy, nigga. They just went and bought candy. Like
everything. If I see somebody that marked my child, I get it. I've gotten Hot Wheel tracks, motion control.
So you have. So are you gonna tell me you got the big wheel? You just got
My daughter has one. My daughter
Did you
has one.
start? Did you try to ride it?
I sat on it and I couldn't get my hard to get my ass up.
Yeah, that's why I never bought a go
But I
kart.
also had a big wheels as a child. That was just like so that wasn't something but I bought
That-
one.
With the
I had a big-
straight, the ribbons. Did you get the ribbons?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah, I
get the
was
ribbons.
spoiled.
I had it was a hand me down. Someone else didn't want it no more, and I got that one.
You want to know what I bought? Motherfucking Sonicare toothbrush, nigga. That was the first shit.
How is that something you wanted as a kid though?
Huh?
You wanted
Hold
that
on,
as a kid?
as a kid?
I always wanted the
Yeah,
little
that's
automatic
like a
toothbrush as a
kid
kid.
in the like right
never
before
now-
teenage
now
shit.
I-
Yeah, that's still a kid.
So you were a 12-year-old wanting a Sonicare toothbrush?
I was like,
Hey man, not every 12-year-old was tagging buildings like you. Okay.
First off, I wasn't doing it at 12.
I've lost so many things that I bought that I can't find now that I had. I had a Sonicare toothbrush. I don't know what the fuck happened to it.
Yeah, I don't use it now. It's weird. That shit was feels weird.
And then it costs too much to keep replacing them damn heads. So you're like, let me just go back to the regular. Let me just go back.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I went there and I was like, how much did you say for the replacement? Oh no.
I'm gonna just go back to the old faithful. Oh yeah, I bought a lot of shit. Hot Wheel tracks. I bought like that double decker kite. You know, it was like the big box kite. I never had one of those. I got one of those. Yeah.
Have you flown it yet?
Yeah, I flew it. That was a couple years ago. It didn't go well.
Disappointing?
Yeah, it was like a regular kite. I was like, oh man. I feel like I paid $25 for this. I was like, yeah, whatever.
For me, it was a pair of Jordans.
Like any Jordans?
I just
No,
can't.
no.
We're
Yeah, I
about to
don't
go
fucking
into
know
that
the
next
numbers.
topic.
I can't fathom. I can't buy Jordans. I mean, for my
What?
kid, yes, because they're like $35. But for me,
Why can't you buy them for
do it.
yourself? Oh, 'cause of the
200,
price?
250. I'm not doing that. I don't
He
care.
literally
Call me broke.
asked, "What did you want as a kid that you can now buy as an
I
adult?"
never wanted Jordans, so I don't know.
I wanted Jordan when I was a kid.
I wanted them LA Gears that lit up, and if they come in adult size, I'm copping them motherfuckers. I don't care what y'all say. I'm right.
If they make LA Gears again, that's crazy.
I bought a new car as soon as I could.
You want a car as a kid?
Yeah, I wanted a new car.
You
When I
wanted a
grew up,
new
my
car as
dad-
a kid?
My dad used to get cars that were fixer-uppers. That was his thing.
Oh, you cigarette. You was like, I don't want to ride in no
And
bucket.
he used to drive me to school. in
Oh,
these
yeah.
fixer-uppers, and some of them may have backfired.
Did he at
Or
least
just
fix them
shut
up?
off.
Did he fix them
So
up?
I fixed them up, pal. Like they ran.
Well, I mean, like the fixer up, or
He
did
had
he
a
like
truck. He had a
fix it up?
pickup truck that was
Were
a
they nice?
two-tone. It was red and black two-tone primered spray paint, and it ran. Was it something that a kid wanted to be seeing? Probably not.
So
But
it
it
was the
ran.
fix.
Don't want to
Yeah,
be seen
he
in
was
a
getting ready to
parent's
rain.
I
car.
may have ducked down a couple of times when they shut off at a couple of lights or stop signs when my classmates were walking past. But it fueled me. So when I got old enough, when I was about 22, 23, I bought a Scion XB, brand new car. So yes, when I got, and I was a part-time, when I got the opportunity, I bought a fucking brand new car.
See, when you said kid, I was thinking kid between like 8 and 12 or 14.
Anytime, yeah. I wanted to order a motherfucking Sonicare
Well, I mean,
as a kid.
Yeah, I was about 8 I was like, one day when I get a chance, I'm buying a fucking new car.
I just
Because I don't want to be in this situation.
I've actually
or put my
purchased
kids
2
in it.
new cars, but they weren't for me. So, damn, I've been played all my life. Yeah.
I think that reminded me of the hoopty. I remember getting dropped off in the hoopty, but my dad didn't realize that I didn't give a fuck, and I was like, "Cool, nigga, you got me to school."
And my
He'd be up
grandfather
front
had
revving
he
it.
had like it was like an 89 or an 88 Grand Prix, and not Grand Prix S10, and I love that goddamn truck. I thought that was the dopest
Yeah,
truck.
we had-
I said, man,
I think I was at
people
88.
used to clown it. I was like, this truck.
Crescenta.
I said, y'all only clown it because y'all can't drive it, because y'all don't know how to drive manual. Y'all just mad because y'all can't drive it. That
Well,
truck-
I
since
do want to
people
drive
were
stick
talking
shift
about
again.
what they're
That wasn't at all my reasoning. But
I was going to say, since everybody's talking about the cars that parents dropped you off in, that's nice. I never had that luxury.
Oh, you
Because
had to walk up
10
3 miles in the
miles
snow?
in the
walked.
snow. Uphill.
No, I did not
Uphill.
see no fucking snow, Negro.
Both ways.
You didn't hear no snow out of my mouth. I'm just saying,
Both
I
ways,
never
uphill.
had the pleasure of being dropped off at school. or picked up.
Would you had to take the horse and buggy?
No. Your mom came by and picked me up. That's why I didn't have to worry about it.
I grew up in a time where I walked to kindergarten. So what are you talking about?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about.
I can't remember being dropped off at school.
Right.
It's either walking or buses.
Next topic.
Right. You know,
Since Hunter brought up Jordans,
excuse me.
this is a topic from Maurice Gill. He sent a TikTok video and I just paraphrased it for the question. Did you realize the kids around you in school that rock the name brands actually had financially irresponsible parents, and not that they were actually, I guess, quote unquote, for the moment flexing on everyone else at school? That you didn't realize that not all, but most of those kids, especially depending on where you grew up, parents actually were financially irresponsible, and not necessarily that they had it better than you, but that their parents were more like spending money on things that in the long run didn't really benefit their household.
You're talking about your kids that look more fashionable than everybody else's kids because you got money.
As a kid, I didn't understand it, but now I do. Like, I know there was a certain group of kids. You know, I went to school in the suburbs, so there was a certain group of us that didn't have it, and they were always rocking Jordan and stuff, and you know their parents wasn't doing well for it. But then there's another group of kids that, you know, the ones that drove the BMWs and Mercedes to school, they had it. They had it. So,
because I said not all, but there were a certain.
But that's a tough one.
Up in the hood.
But I think
where there were certain kids that always rock J's.
It's a tough one. I think that's
it's tough just because the emotional state of those kids having to try to compete with those kids, and that's what that was. That's what they were doing, is like trying to make sure their kids didn't have to come to school feeling bad. Maybe they worked overtime to buy that shit. It's like, hey, we put in extra overtime for this. So it's not that irresponsible if they did the extra shit to get it. They're like, we have extra money for this. Like, nigga, you only getting one pair, you ain't getting every pair.
Kevin, did you see the kids that parents didn't really give a F about putting in?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention because nigga at was it uni? The whole school had Penny Hardaways because some niggas' family stole them from the train.
I know a lot of the cats that I knew had J's, and they always had J's. And I know their parents didn't give a flying fuck about working hard or doing that. Most of them motherfuckers was on welfare, but they always found that they always had the J's. And I remember the one time my dad bought me J's, the one and only time, well, not only time, but he bought me a pair of J's, and I remember getting crucified because I actually cherished those fucking J's. Like, that was for big deal for me to get Jordans because my dad was not ponying up. But for whatever reason, he felt real like charitable that year. And I remember coming to school and they were like, "Oh, you a blood because you got the red ones?" I'm like, "Nigga, they're Jordans. And they're basketball shoes. I'm gonna rock them like what they're supposed to be meant for." But there were a lot of kids that had every Jordan. And fast forward to now, and most of the motherfuckers make the same choices their parents did.
I was just saying, like, that's like, in school is really when you, as kids, when we first get like our introduction to classism. Like, if you're at a certain level or in a certain class, if you wear this or you rock this or you got this type of thing, or like the last time I studied, if your parents drive a certain thing, that's like where we first get introduced to the divide. Like, because when you're a little kid, like in middle school or not up to like third grade, we're just all kids. We're just playing. Shoes are just shoes. Shirts, like that shit don't matter. Then all of a sudden I know where that shit matters. Like,
it mattered when I went to that predominantly white school.
That never mattered to me for some reason.
I mean, I don't give a fuck personally.
I used to come to school with motherfucking shirts my dad was selling that nobody bought. So we had 50 of them. I had a different color every day.
If you ask my wife, in like my last 2 years of high school, I was all about plaid shirts. I didn't give a fuck what wasn't cool. If it was a plaid shirt, I was rocking it.
Yeah.
I had like 35 plaid shirts.
I think it was a blessing though, because it made me not give a fuck about how people thought. Like, niggas were like, oh, because they were like, it's like be positive and some shit. And like, that's what niggas was calling me. Oh, be positive coming up. Like, whatever, nigga. Be positive then.
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't wear name brand stuff. I mean, but most of my real stuff came from like Burlington's, Ross.
All of mine did.
Marshalls. Like, we weren't paying all of retail for anything.
And that was on Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, I do see what you guys are talking about with the parents making that decision. Like every J is insane. Like that's insane. Even if you got it, what the hell for? That's an extra 2 G's a year.
Especially when you got a kid that don't take care of them motherfuckers.
Sure. I think that should have been the lesson. It's like you get this pair if you take care of the other ones.
Side note, so the last time we were at the park, and the kids were playing together. When my kid came back over there with them J's and they were full of mud, you know how mad I was? I was like, you know what? Fuck everything. I said, you ain't eating? We going straight home? I said, wait, she's only 4. At the time, she was 4. Calm down. She's 4. We'll wash these off and wear them again. But I was mad.
Keep
I
on,
thought about I only paid like $35 for them. I was still mad. So, yeah.
For shizzle. I'll say is yeah, I see it a lot now amongst my peers that do make the same financial mistakes with shoes and brand names because it matters more for them and their kids to rock brand names over saving and getting to a better financial situation. I do see it now, and I can tell it's a representation of how they grew up. Let's go to the next question or topic.
I didn't respond to that because there's a lot of also social constructs in there. You got to remember what your kid looks like out in public is how people will judge your kid. Also, how your kid is dressed in public is also how people will look at you in that same fashion.
But your child can be put together and not have a bunch of brand names on.
Doesn't matter though. People roll.
My child don't wear a bunch of brand names.
But that's what I was getting to
her
too.
Shoes may be brand name, but a lot of her clothes is Target, Walmart,
right, and everybody expects that for little kids.
Gap.
I mean, everybody expects that for little kids. When you start,
when she gets older, it's going to be Target, Walmart, Gap,
whatever it is.
We'll come back. We'll come back to this topic 10 years from now because I guarantee we're gonna have a different conversation.
Well, no, I can have that conversation now because we were trying to do that. Like, well, I'm lucky with that she doesn't get caught up in that shit. Just as long as it, like you said, it looks good. Like, and that might be part of.
But it's different for girls, though. It's different, girls. No, it's different for girls.
Yeah.
A girl can rock some sandals from Target and not be talk shit about.
Depends on where you at.
That is true.
Depends on where you at. Depends on where you at. Like you said,
away with that.
Yeah. If you somewhere where all they wearing is rainbow sandals and they see you ain't got rainbow sandals, you broke it.
You said rainbow, and I instantly thought of like the hood store rainbow. Like,
okay. Next topic. This comes from Hunter. Who still buys songs?
Old news.
I am 47 years old, and your point being what?
Damn, I get on mad. Hey, Nino,
I'm stating obvious. I am older.
But
what's it?
I think this has to do with I don't know the times because now everything is streaming based now. I don't even know if things have ownership anymore other than
let's just go around and ask when's the last time you bought an album? What's the last album you bought, Kevin?
I didn't say album.
Oh, but it's music. Kevin, what's the last album you bought?
I've been streaming for a while.
Okay, Stutter, what's the last album you bought?
Probably Born Center. Not Born Center. No, I'll take that back. It was the first J. Cole album.
A Cole Side of
you know what?
Story?
Yeah, Cole.
Sideline
Story. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I do know the last one was it was Victory Lap just to buy the sweater.
But that was just for the sweater, right?
Yeah, the packaging.
I think the last album I physically walked in and bought was Confessions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 20 years old.
Oh, we're not going to ask me?
When the last time you bought?
Well, you bought yesterday.
I bought a song.
Okay, it's the same thing. You're buying songs.
No, it's not the same thing.
Okay, what's the last album you bought?
No. The last album I actually bought, off top of my head, I would have to go into my CD collection. But yeah, back when CDs were
this nigga. But listen, Do you don't even listen to the whole album now though, do you?
No. Mm-mm.
So then you won't buy an album, but
I
you
won't
still
buy
buy
an album.
songs.
I will buy
So I don't
songs.
even buy songs. Reject the Unfamiliar 2 coming soon.
So what I'll say as an artist, I feel like the climate has changed for consumers because everything's so now, gotta have it now, gotta have that song now, that albums are kind of tucking the back burner, and that's why I feel like people like Hunter will only buy songs because, I mean, labels don't really give a fuck about the content anymore. That as far as like quality content, so yeah, I get why people just buy songs because, or they make or albums are literally 15 singles.
Yeah.
The only album I would buy off rip would not listen to and pay for the whole thing. It'd have to be a Kendrick album because he's the only one batting 1,000.
Yeah, because like you said, like Cardi, what every song went out.
Every song went platinum.
But
every track of her album went platinum.
I guarantee you every song was based on it being everyone being a single by itself.
Dream. Yeah.
You just don't know which
She
one.
didn't make any what do you call it? The sequencing and all that shit. She just made
construct,
it
go. No concept album that there's not going to be like this song ties into that song type shit. It's just going to really be single based. So that's why like Kendricks are rare. But yeah. So did you want to add anything to that, Hunter, as far as why you feel question needed to be asked about who still buys songs? Like,
I think that's cool still though.
Well,
I don't mind it.
I get the whole why people don't buy songs because streaming has gotten so big. It's just I have this what you want to call an old school look of I keep my devices separate instead of integrating everything. And that's what keeps me back in that little circle of what I do. Like I don't connect my phone to my car. I don't connect my phone
You got
to
a nice
anything.
car too. Better be nice.
Your TV, nothing.
Nothing.
Well, why?
It's just I just roll like that. It's just what it is. You know.
Thank you.
I don't know. Like I said, I actually have a separate Bluetooth device in my car to stream music instead of using my phone. I don't like everything integrated like that. I like to keep my separateness between devices.
And that's
So
your choice.
course,
That's your God-given right. Like
right, and that's what forces me to buy songs versus me streaming or making a playlist.
Can I ask you a question though?
What?
Can I ask you a question? On your iPad, does your iPad connects to your iPod connects to the internet correctly? Right. Right. So could you not hotspot your hold on, baby? Could you not hotspot your iPad to your phone and then stream?
To what?
Cut it off.
To what?
You couldn't. You couldn't
You're talking about
you couldn't hotspot your iPad to your phone and then connect your iPod to your car and then still stream.
How am I supposed to? I'm supposed to have my iPad in my car?
No, your iPod, not your iPad. Your iPod.
You mean connect my iPod? You mean
to your
Wi-Fi it to my phone?
Yeah, and then via Bluetooth to connect the iPod to the car, and then you can stream and not have to buy anything.
You can probably technically do that, but okay. I mean, but again, I don't like my iPod talking to my phone.
Okay.
I don't like it. That's why I say I keep my devices separate. My iPad doesn't talk to my iPhone. I keep them all separate. None of my shit's integrated.
You should do
None
that.
Of my shit
keep that way because they be ratting on you.
Thank you.
Apple
Thank
devices,
you.
They snitch.
Thank you. There's little things in there that over time I just kind of keep everything separate.
Yeah.
You know, but it forces me to move a little different in this world.
You got different emails on all of them?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. That's like they watch it.
That's what they watch. Hey, well, you don't want to know what my emails are either, but they'll have you rolling.
All right. Next topic. This comes from Stutter McFly. Is respect more important than love in relationships? Can you be in a relationship where you don't love but respect your significant other?
Respect more than?
Yeah.
Or
like,
not love at all?
You could not love them at all and just respect them? Do you feel like that you could be in a relationship like that?
I mean, that could be a relationship, but I don't know if that's the same as a thriving relationship. It's just based on like almost more It's almost like work based at that point to me. Because I work with a lot of motherfuckers I don't like. I shouldn't say that. They don't know now. But
You ain't the only one. You're not the only one.
And
You're not the only one.
it stems from I saw a TikTok and I had reacted to the TikTok and the guy was talking about he was going to marry another straight man and pretty much
Oh, I
they
saw
would
that.
live together but like have separate lives, but it was like more of a respect based.
No, it was for the income. It's
Yeah,
like,
it was
they
the
can
income,
fuck-
so it's not. They didn't love it and just say, "Hey, man, you can fuck whoever you want." Blah blah blah. It's just that we got
just bring that money here.
yeah, we have the income to live
Yeah.
comfortably.
It's a really good roommate situation, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
He based it. Hey man, we can build on a second master bedroom. He said, fuck it, you can have the current one. I'll take the guest room. No, I think respect and love goes hand in hand. I think you can love someone, but when it comes to being civil, respect is the bare minimum. Respect has to be there because if you don't respect someone, then you can definitely say you don't. You can technically say you don't love them. You know.
So you're saying you can't not have respect at all. Respect has to be part of the equation.
You have to have both. You can't have one or the other.
No, yeah, I mean, I get that.
The
Like I said,
original
I think
question is respect more important than love, though?
No, they're both
No.
equally.
Yeah.
So
And in
neither
terms of
one's
in
not
in
more
turn
important than the other.
in terms of relationship, they're both equally important because you're gonna need both. You're gonna need both to maintain that relationship.
yeah. Or else it's just the job.
Yeah.
So roommates, like you said,
Yeah,
they'll just live
So
together.
they're building on each other, helping you, basically helping your bros move up in life, bro.
so just throwing it out there. I'm trying to come up in life. You live your life, I live mine.
There was
Oh, this nigga.
You do realize that he was talking
hey,
about
hold on. Something like that almost kind of happened in a roundabout way. It was me and another friend of mine and his family. We thought about going
Okay.
in together and buying a house.
And then y'all was just gonna be roommates all
No,
together.
right. We're gonna just basically be roommates in one house. The house was like 7,000 square feet, right?
But see,
Because
the
when you
thing
took
is,
our both our incomes and put them together, it made it
Was
cheaper
y'all
just
gonna
to buy
get
a
married
bigger
and
house.
shit? Y'all was gonna get married and shit and
Well,
do
we were just
taxes
going to go in
together.
and buy the house together because the house was big enough to have two families in it.
but that's
You
not
know,
to me. That's only weird in black culture. Other cultures do that shit all the time.
they
Yeah,
do.
but
It's not a weird thing. Multiple
Right?
families
Multiple
live in one
families live in a
residence,
house. Yeah.
but obviously the residence is big enough to where everyone has their own space. But it's a survival thing. We pull ourselves together and we have more resources to do more things outside the home, so that we're not struggling just to live. That's a normal thing in a lot of cultures, which should be
most of
normal
it,
in
yeah.
our culture. But black people can't stand other black people sometimes. Especially
No,
when
it's I don't. It's
we
not a
like to
race thing.
protect our space.
It's not a
We
race
like,
thing. It's an American thing. I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
put
say
a
that.
race. Yeah. Oh
Nah,
yeah.
because there's
Because
so many Americans that do it.
right.
They may not be fully westernized.
I got a family across the street doing it right now.
Okay. What is
Are
their
they
nationality?
American?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
most
but
of
they're
them.
not fully westernized.
Because
Because
like when you talk
even
about
if they're of other descents or whatever, they're still American. I get what you're saying, but they're full on citizens.
Yeah,
But
they're
they
like their cultures.
culturally they're
They brought their culture beliefs from
yeah,
somewhere else and
right.
then
Mm.
and
yeah,
integrated them.
Well, let me
yeah.
say this and not be so bad about Asians. I know you could be born in.
Oh, I was thinking Indians.
Well,
That's
that too.
that's like we said, everybody else but us.
Right. That's what I mean.
Indians are technically Asians. The country of India is in Asia.
Anyway,
Yeah, I wasn't going to touch that one.
Yeah, but
the
that's
what
It's
I get
true.
what
It's
you're
a
saying.
fact.
I know.
I get what Kevin's saying. I get what Hunter's saying because it's one of those bases of their cultures are brought over. They maintain those cultural values and they just apply them to their Western living. But I do agree that I think that is a American construct to the core that we kind of feel like you have to be able to stand on your own.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You can't be, trying to get help from elsewhere. Like,
Right.
That
It, it,
bullshit.
Not
Pull up
me.
your
Not me.
bootstraps.
it's
Come
that.
help me. If you want to come help me, come help
Well,
me.
that's because you're older. You're older, but at 18, 19, you weren't thinking that.
Yeah, I was. Because I was
You know.
struggling. Come help me.
Well,
Come
okay.
help
18,
me.
19. I was
But
tripping.
it's a, like you
you were
said before.
stripping?
I was tripping. I was wild. And I might
Oh,
have been. I don't
it
know.
sounded like you said
Might
you were
have been.
stripping. I was like, Kevin, tell us more. What?
I was in much better shape. I could have been up somewhere on the pole. I don't know. I was gone.
But
Uh,
to address your point about the social construct, you're right. It's just like in our country, we push people out at 18. We have this thing of pushing our kids out at 18, where
That's just
there's
such a
really
lie.
nothing to that. There's nothing to that. That was actually something that was made up by somebody, to break us away so we can get more money out of everybody. Because you can get
Yeah.
more money out of an individual than you can out of a family.
and that's interesting. Is I think that's where the divide comes amongst race, is what happens when they push you out. Like, usually the white backgrounds tend to believe in having you financially prepared, so when you hit 18, you're in a good place. Where in the African American households, who tend to not really set up the kids for success, so then you kind of hit 18 and it's like, nigga, figure it out for yourself. Like, but like, I know a
I-
lot of the white kids I knew, their parents had them set up financially to where when they hit 18, they were ready. So
But a lot of them that I knew that 18, they didn't have to go.
yeah, that too.
You know,
Like they just went because that's what was beat into our heads. But
Right.
I've
they
said
were
it
like, I
many
didn't have
times.
to go.
I only left because I knew I couldn't be fucking at home.
But I knew
So I left.
I knew a friend that he left at 18, got engaged to his coworker, and his parents made sure when he wouldn't have decided to do all this, though he didn't have to, because they told him, as long as you just keep a job, we'll make sure to pay for you to go to school and all that. But he said no, he wanted to be independent. His parents paid for him to have a Costco or Sam's Club membership, and they made sure for like a year's time, whatever, that he was able to fucking fully put all this shit in his pantry and all that shit to make sure he was okay. And I said, shit, I wish I would have had that. Your parents are literally saying, you're making this choice and we still got you. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
The only thing I can remember helping my kids out when they got over 18 was that cell phone. That's the only thing I can remember right now.
Oh,
It's
no,
like,
I
I
know. I
got your
got
cell
helped
phone
out a
until you're
lot.
like 26.
One
After
broke
that,
Can
ass
you
was
get my
out in
cell phone
Arizona.
till I'm 46? Can we do
so
that?
that was it, because a cell phone is a necessity, and I didn't want you to have to worry about trying to make that deal. It wasn't much, but it was just that little thing I did.
I will say this: I left home, but I knew I could always go back home and eat. I'd never be hungry. Now the gas to get home would be different, but if I could make it there, I wouldn't be hungry. So I never worried about. I
Oh,
never
yeah.
worried about eating.
And it
Oh,
shows.
yeah. My parents would drive out and fill up
So
my fridge
yeah,
sometimes.
in my early 20s, my lights were off a lot. We kept candles on deck because it was not pretty. It was not like it is now. Mm-mm. Not pretty at all.
Hey, man, I was thinking about these kids today. Oh, my God. They got it bad with the gas. Like, they can't go nowhere.
When I started driving, gas was under $1, sir.
Oh,
Gas
my
was like
God.
98 cents. And then by the time I graduated, it was like I was like 110, 120. I could literally ball out and go anywhere. I said, nowadays,
Yeah. That's where the support comes in now. Like, you trying to go to where? Oh, shit.
can't do it. I can't get the concert ticket and the gas. So you gotta pick your struggle. You gotta pick your struggle. Yeah,
You
it's
should
Mm.
try FaceTime dates.
Good. $7 a gallon. Hell yeah.
I like when
Like
you
FaceTime dates. Like, we'll go both tune into this Netflix account and you watch it from your
watch
place and
party,
I watch it
watch
from
party. We
watch
gonna watch it
party.
at the
What?
same thing. We gonna watch
Get
it
the
And
at
then
the
I'll
same
same
time.
call
dinner?
you afterwards and ask you how you like the movie.
I used when
Some long distance shit right there.
I think it was Microsoft. When Microsoft did that shit for Xbox, you could like have a Netflix party and like you can queue the movie up and everybody watch the movie at the same time. I said, this is a dope concept. Or Netflix and do this shit. Let me link up and start this shit at the same time.
I'll tell you how
Pimp.
my popcorn tastes.
Coast to coast pimping.
Whatever
So-
you bought, you tell me how it tastes.
So you're saying long distance friendship and relationships are now just a couple miles apart over gas prices?
Yeah, right. Damn. Hell yeah, you damn right. At 16,
so
shit. How you can't fill up a car?
3 weekends ago, they were selling round trip tickets to Vegas for $65. It was going to cost you $60 just to get to the airport.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, yeah. I mean, Vegas. Right now, the only reason why I would go to Vegas is White Castle, and I can go on the fucking freezer aisle and pretend that I made it to Vegas. So next question or topic comes from Kevin Wendell, and I'm going to add on to that question. It says, "Is Kanye West a human troll?"
Oh yeah, I
Shit.
don't.
It's not even. Yeah, it's even more than that.
And
He
then
is a troll.
And I asked it to as a continuing that question, will there be a time that as a people will finally give up on Kanye West?
That's where I was thinking, like, is it just him or is it us? Is it ugh?
He's losing us slowly. I would
Losing who?
black people.
And here's the bigger
But he
construct here.
always finds a way.
This is why foundation is important when you're a artist of any kind, because the baby doesn't have the same staying power as Kanye West, and that comes from his foundation. So this, like you said, Hunter, he's losing us over time, but this motherfucker's still here. He's still like thriving. He still can make money. He can still be talked about. The baby, not so much. Baby has literally just been cast out, but that's because his foundation is different than Kanye West. The baby, pretty much people wiped their hands clean of him and said, fuck it, I don't want to deal with that shit no more now. But like Kanye is literally constantly trolling. I mean, when I saw the White Lives Matter shirt, I said, what the fuck, dude? Like,
with the Pope on the front of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like at this point, we had that conversation at work. At some point, what he's doing is no longer, that's just Kanye being Kanye. At some point, what the fuck, bro? Like, when do we say what the fuck?
That's why I said he's losing us slowly. I would thought it would have been a lot faster, but I'm seeing, like you said, because of that foundation, it's getting little by little, the more he gets out there and starts doing shit like this right now.
What happens when he gets the album with all the people that everybody likes? It's like people don't know how to. Do you separate the music from the antics, or do you just at some point you gotta?
I had that conflict this week. I was
You know what I mean?
Shit was going on. I was like, that's my shit, and I was like, I shouldn't listen to this shit right now.
He's at R. Kelly status, but it's not.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Take R. Kelly for example. He did lose a big chunk of things.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like the shit that he's doing should put him there, but it's not putting him there.
Right.
Because you're like,
are we saying the music's that good?
No. Well,
I think that's what it'd be like.
Like, would it be like, I ain't saying she a gold digger, and you like, nigga, this is the same nigga that just came out with a White Lives Matter shirt. What the fuck?
Right, but that old Kanye was the shit that everybody, that, like you said, that foundation.
Still,
but
that's still Kanye. It's still him. He's still getting eaten off that. So he gets to do this shit.
I mean,
Foundation's a motherfucker.
You're a foundation part. All of us on this podcast are foundations, but we're all slowly starting to pull away from him because of what he's doing. So it is dwindling away. I would have thought it would have happened a little faster because he's fucking around with race. It ain't messing around with women or anything.
He don't care about nothing with race, I don't think. I think it's all about him, and like he's probably going to try to run again. He just wants the spotlight on him.
Well, that run again is
like that's it.
That run again is just that.
It don't matter. It don't matter if it's a ploy or not. It still pulls to him. Like it still shines a light on him.
That's what
and like that's all the motherfucker cares about.
And that's what I mean by it. Him just saying I'm gonna do that. It's just him getting attention. That's all. It's just, hey, come look at me, see who I am.
I think it's deeper than that, Hunter. Like you said this week, you said it, and it was a blunt statement. He said, "This motherfucker really just wants to be accepted by white people."
That too. There it is. That part of life.
Like,
Very
he
well
really wants to
true.
be accepted by white people. Like,
And we have
Do
that.
you think that comes from what is coming? Like that could be part of that political shit.
yeah, I can see
That's
that being
more
a part of
votes.
it.
Like
But
that's
like,
votes that he knows that'll show up.
you remember
I'd hate to say it that way, but yeah.
the statement he made on TMZ
About slavery?
Yeah, the choice shit.
And when was that?
Around, yeah.
When was that?
But
And
remember,
look at who he's trying to get a base out of. He's trying to get them niggas.
and around that
I
time,
shouldn't call
he
it base.
dyed his hair blonde, and he had blue eye contacts walking around like it.
Yeah. I'm one of y'all.
Yeah,
Come vote with me. But then what happened right when he the same thing happened, he went to black people. It was recently. Damn, what the fuck? When it was all the fashion shit and all his shit. Well, they don't want me in here because I'm black. And it's like, you can't play both sides, dog. You can't play it like that. The LVN and all that, those
been doing it
houses.
for over 10 years.
But you know what I'm saying? Like he don't give a fuck about nobody but Kanye.
So you're just basically saying he's just really
That
a
is the truth.
narcissist at the end of the day.
Yes.
He's
that's
He's a what?
troll.
A narcissist troll.
He cares about himself. And he's going to do what he
Well,
thinks
I
best
was
for
going to
him.
say acceptance by white culture has been around since we've ever stepped on this island. You know what I mean?
What
Ever
happened?
since we
I heard
Get the trucking and driving for these white people.
right.
I
And that's-
heard
so
somebody's talking about it being is dangerous what he's doing with this though. Because it's a play on the Black Lives Matter. You know how you have the White Lives Matter, people were doing the other side. Now that they see this black man wearing this and his status, now he gets to be used in that. Well, Kanye said this. Kanye, you guys like Kanye, blah, blah, blah. So now it fuels a different fire. So
You think you're gonna get gunned down or something, or attempt?
no, not him, but it'll trickle out into the streets amongst others because he does have a hell of a following.
but the other side of that too
And
is
like,
got who he was with too though. You can't
yeah,
leave
He's
her
Candace
out.
Owens.
He's not with anybody. He's
No,
divorced.
I didn't
He's
say
separated.
what I meant. He was with her.
But that was part of his shit.
You know.
Like he didn't give a fuck about Candace in that. He don't give a fuck. He just used Candace because he knows where her reach goes. So he wants those people.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that because of her reach in the
Yeah,
political.
she was
because that's-
rocking the shirt too.
right.
Yeah,
And that's
like
what I'm
it
saying.
was
I'm not saying relationship together. I'm talking about, hey, let's go do this together for whatever purpose they had at the time.
So I can take your audience, and then she wants to try to get into the black community, but she don't know that
That's not gonna happen.
he's curved a little.
No, it's not. She trying to use him to get into the black community and can work because everybody's already dismissed her out of the black community.
I think she had a shot if she would have just stayed as her and not played the ploys. Because like watching her with Killer Mike, I was like, I don't agree with a word she's saying, but like I'm not upset that she actually believes this. Now when you look at her with Kanye and stuff like this, you're like, does she actually believe this, or is all this some troll shit? Like everybody just wants clicks.
That's all troll shit.
Like I'm like, do you honestly believe that? If you do, then that's your right. And I don't have to agree with you, but I can respect that you stand on what you stand on. But when you start doing the antics to me, that takes it away.
Candace Owens, and along with a long list of other black media personnel, have learned that there's money in being the token one.
In the coonery?
Yes.
Yeah, but we've had that since, like I said, forever.
There's money there.
See, I get that, but like to me, if people honestly feel that way, then that's how they feel.
Nigga, why does Jason Whitlock have a show?
No, Jason Whitlock, he's another one. He's offered the clicks.
Why does he have a show?
Girl, did you just put on a do-rag?
It's for the clicks.
Why does Jason Whitlock have a show? He never says anything worth listening to. He always says some off the raw troll shit to anger one side or the other. He's not good at what he does. He doesn't. He's supposed to be a sports analyst, and all he does is gives opinions. He ain't analyzing shit, but yet and still, he constantly gets a show because he says what people want him to say.
Well, that's the whole reason why we had the last president we had.
Time out. Did you see where Kanye's going?
I don't care.
He's got an interview coming up. He got an interview. You know who Tucker Carlson is?
Oh my God.
He's going on there. Like that's
Let him
how
chuck it
far
back.
he is into this shit. Where it's like, damn, man, like you think that base is really gonna follow you like that?
Well, I hate to say it. Have you seen what Herschel Walker is going through right now?
Herschel Walker's a damn fool.
But I
It
mean, have you
works,
seen
but
his
that's the
base?
problem. Is it works? It
Thank
works. He
you.
got elected, and
Right.
he's an idiot. Have you listened to him talk? You're like,
Right.
Herschel might have taken a few hits to the head too many,
Right.
and he is in charge of some
That's
shit.
that's the same dude that
Trying to
said.
trying to be in
It's the same
charge.
dude that said I'm pro-life, but I've also paid for an abortion. I'm pro-life when
Right.
it doesn't affect me.
So yeah, so Cayenne is going after that same base, and that you
Come on,
gotta
man.
admit that base doesn't like us when
Yeah,
we disagree with them, but when we
yeah,
agree with them, they embrace us because then they
it's
can really
troll
use
based.
us. You know,
It's
they can.
all Trump. That's what it boils down to. Is Trump troll ass and niggas want to believe that that's the way you be a president in politics. And I'm like, cool, let's do it. At some point we might fight, but y'all gonna lose. So it is what it is.
I'm here to watch the
That's how
world
I
burn.
feel. World ain't gonna burn. Them
We
fools just
understand
gonna
your
get
chaos,
steamrolled.
nigga.
Steamroll, baby.
We understand your chaos, nigga.
I will be sitting on the porch smoking a cigar, watching the world burn. It is what it is.
Kanye
It
might be
will.
Captain Troll at this point.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, I guess with that being said, this has been episode 64 of the Heavyweight Podcast. We have another show coming up at the end of October. I want to say shout out to Geek 40.
Shut up, geek.
Making moves.
And
Hopefully be back soon.
Oh, we didn't tell you about Denny's, huh?
oh, that's right. Let's end with Denny's real quick before we just real quick recap.
It was probably smart to end with it instead of starting with that shit.
This nigga Hunter was being a nigga.
Nah, it wasn't
Oh,
Hunter's
thank
fault. That was
you.
not Hunter's fault.
Thank
Nah, we
you.
can't give him that. That was fucked up. Let me start with this. I went to Denny's 2 days after that
the same
and
one?
ordered the exact no, hell no. Or ordered the exact same thing that I ordered there. I got everything within 5 minutes. The dude who seated us and greeted us brought our drinks out, brought our food out, took our check, and I'm inclined to believe that he cooked it. This Denny's was different, Andy. This Denny's was different.
Oh,
They seated
bro.
us, and then we sat there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, let me put it like this. We got our napkins after we ate food.
It was a Friday night and they had one cook, 2 cook calls off, right? And on top of that, they had about 3 servers there, 3, 4 servers there. But instead of making sure people at least had drinks, the servers were having a powwow in the kitchen. While people were just waiting around like, so then when you got your food, it was cold as shit. And I think the servers were like, well, we know we ain't getting no tips tonight, so they were like, F it.
Yeah.
Their whole vibe was an effort. We know we ain't getting no tips tonight. They scratched it off like it's a loss. We taking this out.
We had to order waters twice. They brought out everybody's extra sauce after we ate.
Again, they brought out the napkins after we were already eating. Like, here, you want some napkins?
All the
I'm
food
like,
was cold.
oh.
And then they put the food that we did not get on our tickets.
Yeah. Then they had to correct it at the counter. It was bad. And then
Now,
and then Hunter wanted to be a Negro. He wanted to be loud, and I said, "Come on, it ain't this ain't. Let's just."
well, well, again, that worked out to the advantage because I was stuck inside. If I was on the outside, I would agree. I would have been totally blackish at that point.
Also, I didn't realize they had armed security at this particular Denny's.
They did.
Until we
They
walked
did.
in. I was like, oh shit.
Yes, they had an armed security at the front. I said, "We in the wrong Denny's." I said, "I've never
A lot
went to
different than
Denny's.
I remember.
I've never been to
University
Denny's."
Village?
Yes, yes. We walked in. The security there with a gun. I said, "What
Yeah.
goes down here? It's Denny's."
And she looked a little thuggish.
Jeez.
I'm sorry to
It was Denny's, but
stereotype. She looked a little thuggish.
She did.
And I was like,
not in such a great area either, though.
I don't know,
It's
she's
the worst
gangbanging.
area.
And she's secure.
Yeah,
It
but
ain't
you got to
the
remember,
worst.
it's only what 3 blocks away from the worst area.
Okay, but
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's an area they tried to gentrify and it didn't really work.
it didn't work at all. All those buildings is vacant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So you made the good choice by going, no, I'm gonna go home. You probably got home with sleep
I
before we
blame
even
all
got our
y'all because I
water.
told y'all IHOP was 24 hours too. We could have went to IHOP.
You can't blame me. I was incoherent.
Yeah, you were drunk. He was drunk.
I can't always say that, Kevin, because I got lost for about 20 minutes in Grand Terrace because I got damn roundabout.
We still didn't even have waters by then. That's funny. That's what Nee did. Nee came by. He was like, "Yeah, I got lost, dog," and I was like, "I thought so." He said he went down Columbia and was all the other way.
The fucking roundabout fucked me up. And then I saw a cop and I said, I'm not going that way for them to potentially think there was a reason to fuck with me. So yeah.
Ain't that weird
Understood.
how ain't that weird how where you're at in your life, you still hesitate to go past the
Fuck
cop?
yeah. It's not weird.
No.
It's part of the
It is.
culture.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Not I,
That's
said the
that's why I'm
fox.
saying it's weird
Not
because
I.
it
Always
is
We're
I be
not
part
going
of our
challenging.
to.
culture.
I be challenging them, the fools. Like, watch this. I'm gonna make a left right now from this lane. Why not?
Hey, I was on the freeway the other day. There's a cop in a truck doing 70. I rolled up on the side of him doing about 73. Looked out the window, dead in his eyes, and just dipped on and kept on smashing. And he caught back up to him later, and then he looked at me, and I looked right back at him like, "What?" And then I just kept on rolling. It's like, what you gonna do? Pull
Man,
me
you need
over?
therapy. Anyway, with that being said, this has been episode 64.
Ooh, that hurts.
Am I right? 64 of the Heavyweight
Yeah.
Podcast. I am Studder McFly with these three guys.
Kev Aiken. Yes.
It's your boy Moelethal the
Yes.
Grouch.
Hey, and they call me Hunter.
All right, peace out, the Geek 40. Till next time, much love.
Peace.
Oh, also, hello, Phoenix.
Peace.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, you're a real one for sticking to the end. Just want to thank you again for listening and stay tuned for the next episode. 40 out.